Good morning to you all. I'm actually in Belgium, so I'm inviting all of you in my house. I'm happy to see so many people from all over the globe, even people still joining us from Asia, and I think it's quite late over there. So what will I be bringing today? I want to inspire you. Okay, I have to go here. Always fun. I want to inspire you with the future. And I have written a couple of books. My latest one is Learning Ecosystems. And indeed, I did won some awards with it. But I'm also very proud of my first book, which is only in Dutch. It's called Little Citizens, Little Digital Citizens. And it's about youth, about children growing up in this digital world. And it is actually this world that also inspired me, because I can tell you who I am, but you have Google, so you will probably find a lot of information about me. But let me tell you something. Most of all, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of these two girls. But I have to be honest, they are not that small anymore. They're actually almost 17 and 19. But they changed my world. They changed my view on learning, on digitalization, on being human. And I'm going to tell you a small story. When Farah, that's the right one, came home one day from school, she came home and she said, Mom, I need to go on Facebook. I need to go. It was life importance for her. And she told me, you have to let me on. I said, no. She said, Mom, you're so old. You don't understand the world. All the other children, they play together. They engage together. They share stuff together, all on Facebook. If you don't let me join them, I will be alone. And you know what, Mom? They're also doing their homework together. So if my grades will be lower than theirs, that's your fault. What are you going to do about it? I was already a professional, let me say, with adult learning, but I turned my view to the world of children. And when I ask children, how do you want to learn? They say, we don't want to learn. We always need to learn. And it is a brutal truth, because I have to tell them that learning will never end. It's like this tantalus torment. It will never stop. So if you ask children how they want to learn, they have it like this. Just give us the information like a stick in our head. And this is very funny, because in 2016, I saw this image and it represented actually what my girls wanted. Just get the knowledge in our head. And normally I would try to engage with you right now, but this is actually Neuralink. I don't know if you know about it, because it was recently in the news. This is from Elon Musk, and he wanted to actually connect our brain to a computer-brain connection. And it seems weird, but only a couple of days ago, he got approval to even test it with a chip, an implant in our brain. Sounds crazy, but I know a lot of people in Sweden, and they already have an implant in their hand. Well, I would love it, because I always lose my keys. So you can just open the door like this, open sesame, quite nice. But it goes further. Just today, I read this article that also other universities in the States, but also in Australia, are testing how to implement a chip in our brain to have this computer-brain interface. This one, and James just told it, 90% of Gen Z has anxiety issues. This little device in our head could help us with anxiety, but also when we're paralyzed. And this is also the thing that Elon Musk is trying to do. So something with the brain is coming up. But it does worry me, because is this the world that we want to go to? Because when I remember right, Elon Musk also owns Starlink. So if we all have this implant in our brain that he can control, because it's linked to a computer, what can he do? Well, it worries me. But then again, I think about my children. Farah, she has her phone always in her hand. Well, it's almost in the hand. Children, they're connected all the time. No much longer, or it will disappear in their hands. Well, actually, Apple is saying that soon we can read our screen on our hand. So will we all become one big supermind? I don't know, but I took this picture myself in 2021 in Dubai at the World Expo in a pavilion that resembled a big brain. And they all talked about the symbiosis of humans and technology to engage with each other, to learn with each other. I don't know, I think it's freaky, but I don't know if you know the story about the speed of innovation. It is going fast. Only 10 years ago, my daughter wanted to go on Facebook. Today, it's a complete different world. And just a little story, the speed of innovation, if you don't know Moore's law, it is saying that every 2 years, the speed is doubling. And just go back, for those that are my age, so almost grandparents, it's doubling. And some futurists say that we're now at the end of this chessboard. So do the little math with me. If I have 1 grain of rice in the first corner, every 2 years I double. By the time that we are halfway, and I did the count, we have as much as rice as produced on a global scale in the year 2021. Next year, that doubles. Why am I saying this? It's impossible to imagine the future. It's impossible to imagine what engagement, learning, connectivity will be in a digital, virtual life. So what are the drivers of change? Is it all about algorithms, technology, or should we be inspired by something that we cannot see yet, like we had with the pandemic? Or should we be inspired by children? Well, for those who know me a little bit, I go with the children, always with the children, because the children are the future of work. They're our future colleagues, our future workforce. If we want to engage them, we need to go into their worlds. We need to dare to take a place in their world. So in the next part, I'm going to try to inspire you. I hope I scared you enough. I'm going to inspire you with some innovations that I think we can have a look at. So if you didn't have a look at TikTok yet, go to TikTok. It is not only about dancing. I talked to a lot of teachers because I had 15,000 children in my workshops at schools all around the globe. And when you ask children, how do you want to learn? They say on TikTok. Where do you learn most? On TikTok. Who can make you read books? TikTok, not my teacher. I only read the books that are recommended on BookTok. So this digital world is also making us read more. This is a funny question. So there are blurred lines between the digital and the real world for children. And if you don't know BookTok, please look it up. I'm going to give you a lot of assignments to do after this session. Remember that. Look up BookTok. Even on Amazon, they have BookTok content. And I'm talking about books. Well, children are tricking us for years. When I asked 5 years ago to my daughter, do you need to read a book for school? She said, yes, I will do it tomorrow. I said, but you still have to read the book. Mom, no, I don't have to read the book. I just take a picture of the book in my app and it will give me everything I need to know, summarize it and whatever. I said, but you can't use that. Teacher will see that you copied it. It's plagiarism. No, Mom, I just put it in Google Translate to French, back to Dutch, to German, to English, back to Belgium. No teacher will find out that I didn't do it myself. It will take me 10 minutes. This is way before ChatGPT. So you see, children, they're tricking us for ages. My children, they knew about ChatGPT almost before me. And for those who don't know it yet, I think you have been living on a different planet because Snapchat even has AI integrated in it. And this is where I tell you about ethics, because I was a little bit afraid. When my children are engaging with their friends on Snapchat, they have their virtual friends, my AI, just popping into the conversations. When they ask, where we're going to eat a pizza tonight, then the virtual friend will say, hey, you know this nice pizza place around the corner? You know, Farah, they also have the pizza with the pineapple topping. Okay, now I'm going to offend all the Italians, but they remember even that she likes pineapple. And also we did a little test. I asked the girls to start talking about dark thoughts, even maybe implying that they would do something with suicide, because I wanted to know what the pop-up of my virtual friend would say. And actually it was quite nice because it said, girls, I know you for so long. You're so good friends. Why don't you talk more? Why don't you do more fun things? And then they started saying more bad things like, no, I feel really bad. And at the end, it was really a good helpline. So I see the dangers, but I also see the potential. And all children are using it. So if we are still afraid to use it in our organizations, know that they have all a virtual body. Well, coming to innovations that are actually used for something else, I can't see you. This is very difficult to engage with you. So next time, I want to send you all these glasses from the MIT lab. Why? Because it's measuring your brain and your eye. So it knows that you're focused. So, for example, if I see that James is falling asleep, I can push a button and it gets this kick. No, that's not true. That's the inventions that I want it to be. That would be nice. I would use it with my children actually all the time. No, but can you imagine at the end of a training, I don't need to have a net promoter score anymore because the data is not lying. I suck. You all fell asleep and most of you are now drinking a coffee and running away. These are very, very nice innovations. But then again, it is developed for training, for learning, but they're using it for different purposes. They're using it for truck drivers to see if they're not falling asleep. So innovation has sometimes really nice side effects to it that we didn't imagine. And about healthcare, we don't need maybe like this chip in our brain, but also here, Google Glasses. This is my friend Raphael. He was using Google Glasses already in 2013. When he was operating, he had students from all over the world looking through his eyes, performing the operation with him to make healthcare more social. Today, he's using a haptic glove. And if you don't know what it is, please look it up or find it in my book because his story is in my book. He is operating using 5G and a hologram from his offices in the States on a field hospital, a patient in Africa. This is what innovation can do. And healthcare is using all these tools for many, many years. So why are we still afraid to use digital? If in healthcare, they're learning with holograms and even operating on holograms for so many years. Do we all need to go already in all the hypes like 2021, the year of the metaverse? We all know that the metaverse was not invented by Facebook. It was already there from 1991. So do we need to jump into the metaverse? Actually, what is the metaverse? Is it what they say it will be in Korea, like that we all gonna live in this virtual world where we can study, or maybe like Dubai Police, which is actually a quite good example because I can now engage with Dubai Police in my own language as a woman talking to other people. And actually, this is quite nice because a lot of people in the Middle East and in India, and you all know it, they don't speak that well English. So we have AI translating for us. Or should we use new innovations like this? And it's true, in Dubai, and I'm a lot in Dubai, you can get married in the metaverse talking about engagement. Well, the only thing good about this is that if I would invite my mother-in-law, I can mute her. So always look for the good side of innovation. Talking about engagement, for those who don't know Fortnite, please check out Fortnite. If you have children around you, please ask them to show you Fortnite. Just one little thing. If it's not your child, please ask permission to the parents. Fortnite did a concert in the metaverse. 45 million people attended it all over the globe. And everybody said it was better as a real concert. I had front row tickets. I could feel him, touch him, almost smell him. That's the new world. But also Roblox. If you have children around you, they use Roblox. I know kids from 11. They create games for other children, earning Robux. I was talking to this little girl in the Caribbean, and she was making a lot of money. Her parents didn't know. She was a creator. She can create learning content on Kahoot for all of you that will be very, very engaging. So I wonder, who is going to hire this kid? She's only 11. And she still needs to go to get a bachelor in game development? I don't think so. She has earned her credits in Robux. So we need to rethink also how we're going to measure learning, engagement, and a learning mindset. Because just looking at a screen is not helping. We need to change the way we think. We need to become more human in a world that is becoming more and more technological. We need to find these competences within us that brings back this inner child with a learning mindset. We need the powers of imagination and curiosity. We need to be optimistic about the future, like I was doing. Yes, some innovations might seem scary, but they will be there. We need to be open to new things. Yes, we need critical thinking. We need to help children with the critical thinking, but be like a child, be open to new experiences and try new things. We need entrepreneurship and resilience, but don't become too resilient because we will lose empathy. And most of all, consilience. And I don't have time to explain it, but please look up the book, Consilience, The Unity of Knowledge. Like my daughter Farah saying, I want to become a ballerina or I want to do coding. She can do both because it's all about algorithms. Consilience is seeing the similarities between the differences. We need to have multiple jobs. We need to do what we like. Let her dance for now and use all the competences that she learned with dancing to become maybe a coder or maybe help other people in the future. Because that it is about helping and growing together to get this growth mindset and always go higher and higher as a team, trusting and building on each other. So in my last couple of minutes, I want to help you, to help your colleagues to create this learning ecosystem, to create the future, to innovate. But I want to tell you, slow down. Slow down. Don't jump on every hype. Because the metaverse, as hyped as it was in 2021, with the new wave of hypes of ChatGPT, we soon forgot a lot about it. And it was not that important anymore. So I myself, I like to be inspired by nature, by Fibonacci, always looking back, Kaizen, what worked and how can we improve? Small projects that start with a little seed and a lot of projects together to strengthen the whole and to create this beautiful sunflower. This is also the inspiration for my book, my 5 steps for continuous improvement. And everybody gets the slides because now it's a little bit of theory. So you can get the slides, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And I promise you, even though there are a lot of people on the call, if you ask me a question, I will reply if it's too difficult. So one of the things in my book is a maturity model for learning organizations, because engaging with technology is not that easy. What I see is that most companies are still data repositories. There is so much knowledge locked into the company's systems, but also in the head of people. How can we unlock all this potential to grow together? Well, we can share a lot of news, we can communicate, but first of all, we need to become social collaborations, and technology can help with that. Kahoot, for example, can connect all these people, we can grow together. The next step is that not only human to human, we're going to share and engage our knowledge. The next step is that we're going to use also AI to have interest to interest learning and sharing, like TikTok, like BookTok. A book can go viral. You as an expert in the company with knowledge, your knowledge can go viral if we create this learning ecosystem. And again, please contact me if you have more questions. So how do you get there? There are 5 steps. First of all, if somebody tells you, we need to do this, we want this innovation, we need to learn this. Why? Because Too often we have an obstacle in front of us that we think we need to overcome, but it's like an iceberg. That obstacle is probably not the cause of the problem. So understand right why we need to change. Try to imagine the future and think about Farah, my daughter, algorithms. How can we go from here to there? If, then, that, else. Algorithms, everything is algorithms. Create a burning platform. Make sure that everybody is ready to change, to learn, to engage with you. If you want to go, like Johnson, to 50% of your people participating in a new learning program, ask them why. Why do you want to do it? Think about my iceberg is melting and no. Get everybody involved before you create the business case. Don't start with technology. Because when you have a technology vendor already in the room and the people from Kahoot know that, they will ask you the questions. Why do you want to engage through our platform? Because if you look at all these platforms, and I'm sorry, I hate this image. I really hate this image because it boxes tools. We don't need to box tools. We need to connect the tools. We need to offer the learning when it is needed to the people where they are. That's how we engage. We can create these very open systems so easily today, and it will be easier every year. But we need to do it together because that's the first step. Joint execution. It's very important to do it together, but for that we need trust. We need trust. We need to fail. We need like these fuck-up nights that I did with another customer the other day. It's okay to fail, but we need leadership. But you can be a leader as well. You don't need to be an executive to be a learning leader. You can also be the one that is actually empowering the system because it involves everyone. You just have to make sure that you share information, that you provide information on the right channels, that you can reach everybody. And also, and I think that has been said today a lot of the time, you need to measure it because otherwise you're just a broadcaster of news and you can't measure change, so you can't improve either. And the last step is that it never stops. It always goes further and further and further. That's what learning is all about. That's what engagement is all about. We have to think about new insights. And just the last, sorry, to wrap it all up, I don't like anything about what I'm seeing. I was very, very bad in everything with science. But, you know, Mendeleev, when he was creating his table, he had no idea of all the elements that were there. He just knew that some elements could interact with others. So, for example, if you think about this, and I stole it from Paul McDonald-Smith at MIT because I love the story, he said, if we make this a digital table, so we have wearables, we have AI tools, we have micro-learning platforms, we have whatever, and we connect them all to each other so that we can engage the people where they are when they need the learning. That's lean learning. That's creating learning personas. And this is what it's all about when you want to create an engaging learning ecosystems. Normally, I could talk about this for hours, but I don't have hours, and we're already running a little bit late. So I'm going to stop it right now. I'm not going to do a little experiment because I want to learn from all of you. I'm going to ask you this question. What will you do different in the coming months or weeks or even tomorrow? Because we know the forgetting curve. If we don't write it down, we're not going to do anything. So what are you going to do different to drive engagement, innovation, and continuous improvement within your team, for yourself, for your company? I'm going to stop sharing now because there is a Kahoot opening right now. Because this is what we're going to do. I'm going to stay here until the end of the webinar. I'm going to read all your responses. So hit me, make me work very, very hard. I'm going to read them all. And the person that touches me the most, that inspires me the most, will not only be in my newest article, maybe my new book coming up, but they will also get my book. So please inspire me with your thoughts. Normally see some coming in. I'm really curious, actually. This is always like, ooh, what are the people going to do with it? So maybe I just need to say, while the people are still typing their answers, is that everybody is responsible. It's not only L&D. I know there are a lot of people of L&D here on the call, but everybody is a learning leader. And I think the reason that most innovations fail when it comes to learning is indeed because we wait for leaders to show us the way, but they don't always do it. So please all be a leading learner. Can we see
All right.
the answer?
So the ideas are pouring in, Katja. What we're going to do, I'm going to skip here, but that doesn't end it. And that's the reason I'm helping Katja with this, because she wants to see the answers so she can review them as they come in. But if I click skip, you can all continue submitting your ideas at this point. It's only when we go to the vote that you can't submit any more ideas. So we can start taking a look, Katja, at these now. And they will keep on coming in.
Leveraging engaging technology, of course. Learn from mistakes always. Improve and be an innovator. Inspire behavior change through data, facts, and fun. I like that one a lot also. Exploring a lot of technologies. Finds what touches it. Encourage individual creativity and expression through collaborative tools. I don't know who that is, but that's already one that I like very, very much, of course. Try to touch me, indeed. And putting Kahoot on there, I make the decision. And you can't brag me with Kahoot. Discovery, yeah, indeed. The question didn't appear in the Kahoot. The question is still on top of this screen. You can still see. So what will you do different in the coming weeks, months, to unlock employee engagement through innovation and continuous improvement? What will you do different for yourself, for your team? Involve others, sharing communities. I see nice things. Listen, engagement, active listening, be more human. You see, people are making me happy now. Curiosity, ask, indeed, ask a lot of questions. I will ask for ideas from ChatGPT. We have a winner, not, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, I think because of time, using TikTok in training. Have a child's mindset with what is possible by staying curious. Look to children, channel the children. People are trying to get me to my heart. I like this a lot. I don't know if you see some gems that you really like. Ask them what they need to be more successful. Yes, indeed, ask the people, especially when you're working with Gen Z and the younger generations that are coming to our companies. We really don't understand them. My daughter was right. Mom, you're old, but actually you're only old when you stop learning. And it is not true. It's a myth. The older we get, our brain actually gets more power. So the older we get, if we keep using this muscle here, the better we learn. We only have to enjoy it. That's the learning mindset.
Great. I think our time is about up now, Katja.
Okay.
You've got lots of ideas to look through. So you're going to go one of these, is that right?
I have how long? I have like 20 minutes. Okay, just send them to me. All of you, just connect with me on LinkedIn. You find my name, Katja Schipperheijn. Connect with me on LinkedIn for more questions. I will look through the chat, but as I also have to look through all the questions, I am not in a lot of time to answer the chat. Thank you all.